My gosh. I've been trying to. What's that? Something's loading. I've been trying to make this video for the past 40 minutes. My Safari wasn't letting me access my camera, so I had to open Adobe, then it stopped letting me do it. So I had to restart my computer. And then my internet dropped, even though I have connection. So I had to open up my phone, get a hotspot. Now I'm hot. Whatever. Yeah, so this video is just kind of an update because I haven't done one in a while, but I've been doing stuff. And my pictures are up. I hung up all my pictures. Look at that. I know there was a lot of gross. I know there was a lot of gross noise there. Okay. Always looks like my TV's gonna fall through the window. But yeah, first things first, I hung up the pictures. I have a couple more that I've gotten recently that I still want to hang up. Can you see it back there? Kind of. Whatever. One's a Mondo. Mondo. I don't like that light. A Mondo Spider-Man poster. Pretty excited about that. Yeah. So got pictures of more posters. I've been reading some, not as much. I've kind of dipped on the reading. Had a couple of books that I didn't like, so I dropped them. Went to Justin and Caitlin's baby shower and had fun there. Went back to the movies for the first time since they've opened. Been running a little more. Been writing a little more. I started writing a book. We'll see what that does. It's more for fun. It's like my journal condensed into a more fun look back on things that happened to me. So far, I have 45 pages typed, and I want to get to 180 to 200 pages overall, which I think is a goal I can get. I hate this mic. I like this mic. I won't say anything bad about it. I think about 180 to 200 pages is what I'm kind of going for. Been watching BoJack Horseman. Got to the last season so far. I like it. It's been a long time. I watched the first one or two seasons when it first came out. Probably the first season, maybe the first season, if even the whole thing. But it's 122 right now. So I started watching BoJack Horseman when it first came out, but I thought it was gonna be like Family Guy. So I stopped watching that pretty fast because it's nothing like Family Guy. Restarted watching How I Met Your Mother. Just finished season 3 a couple hours ago. And one thing I'm doing with that is every episode I'm pulling out like a good lesson from it. So I'll read a couple. So episode 1 or season 1, episode 1. Everybody brings flowers. Bring a blue French horn. There's no love. I'm just gonna go down the list of different episodes. Don't break up with a girl on her birthday was the theme of season 1, episode 4. Let me see. Meet someone who will make you want to look like a complete idiot. Friends don't let drunk friends dial or make calls. Um, Sometimes the thing you're chasing is right in front of you. If it's the right person, it's easy. Take time, magic moments. There's always another first to be had, like something new. You haven't done it all. Um, secrets can make little to no difference. Share them. When it comes to love, the best ones come naturally. Nothing good happens after 2 a.m. I like this one. Season 1, episode 21. This is a quote from Lily. There are certain things, there are certain things in life where you know it's a mistake, but you don't really know it's a mistake. The way to really know it's a mistake is to make that mistake. The last episode of the season, sometimes in one night, everything can change. Um, there's a ton of good ones in here. And then season 2 didn't have much. I didn't find many good ones throughout season 2. There's like 7 out of like 22 episodes. But yeah, I've been doing that. And something I'm trying to do is learn through, I know it sounds funny, but learn through shows. I feel like, I think I've said this before, you can learn through everything. You can learn through TV, you can learn through books. Now it's not always 100% correct or accurate to what you should be learning, but it can help. Let me try. That might be better. I feel foggy. Um, Learn through seeing other people. Learn through going out and experience new things. Yeah. Oh, there's another thing. I finished my other comic box. Took me long enough. It looked like really nice. Then I made one mistake. Like it was all clean cut. I made one mistake and I just kept making mistake after mistake. So it looks messy, but it looks cool. I'll have to show it sometime. Yeah, but I'm just trying to learn. I'm trying to learn and get better and get a routine more so. So I wrote up a list of a routine I want to do. What's another update? Travel. So I've been wanting to travel the world starting in January, and I've kind of been preparing for that. And my plan was New Zealand up to Japan to Thailand to Europe to East Coast to home. But with the new COVID variant, New Zealand's closed, uh, Japan's closed, and Thailand are closed. So now I have to rethink stuff till at least the first of the year is what some of these countries are saying. So do I start in Hawaii, stay in Hawaii for a little while, hope things open up, fly from Hawaii to New Zealand, from New Zealand up to Japan, Japan to Thailand, Thailand to Europe? Or do I go, you know what, let's go the other way, East Coast, fly to Pennsylvania. Sorry, I'm yawning a lot. Fly to Pennsylvania, maybe New York to Iceland, Iceland to UK, UK to either Europe or like Northern Europe, like Sweden, all that, and then Thailand, and then either New Zealand or Japan, Hawaii, home. So it kind of sucks that that's changing, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, on the next day, it's like, oh yeah, everything's opening. That's not gonna happen though. Um, I've been in my head a lot. By that I mean I'm always afraid to talk on here because maybe one day someone will actually see this other than me, which can be good, but it can be embarrassing. I'm not too worried about being embarrassed, but then again, I am. But so I'll do a story to get into my point. So every night when I'm falling asleep, something I've done since I was little is thinking of the super cool, dramatic superhero anime, but I'm the star. I'm the main character. I have the powers, or I'm getting the powers, or I'm building the story around me. And normally I base it in real life San Diego, um, and whether I'm a superhero or I have a superpower. I normally introduce characters or try and build a story in my head that would look cool in a movie or write as a script or something. And normally that puts me asleep because normally I get caught up on a detail and I can't get past it and I fall asleep. But I can I can't build a story. I can't do this because every time, no matter what, it just goes back to me thinking about Michaela. And so I cannot get her out of my head. And I like it, but it sucks because I don't know what's happening. I don't know where she is. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know if she's been dating. I don't know if she's not. I don't know. And I'm at this point where I'm like, well, I gotta move on. But at the same time, like, maybe I don't. Like, maybe I can work this out. So I'm in a bubble. I don't know if a bubble. I don't know why I said bubble. I don't know what that means. It could burst. And yeah, I've been trying to figure that out, and I don't know how. So I've set up some kind of safety nets for me in a way. Certain things that I have to do before I even talk to her again. And hopefully I can hopefully I can stick to that and fulfill those things. And then by that time I have enough of a mindset of what I need to do, or if it is the right thing to be like, okay, keep going with this, or like diverge, like abort. And I think I will be done with those said tasks in mid September. Right now it's August 22nd, so about a month. Probably a lot, man. I don't know. It's weird. I'm at the point where, like, I was talking to a friend about this tonight, where I'm at a point where I have like 5 plans set up. So I have plan A, which is the trip. I have plan B, plan C, plan D. So I have four, pretty much four. And, I hope one works and is the most realistic. Two, I would want to work more than, or A is the most realistic, fun, want to happen. B is the I would prefer it over A, but not as realistic. C is A and B didn't work out. Here's that. D is shit. Like, nothing's worked. I guess we're going with this. I guess you could say E is just like, gotta rethink life here. Like, it's not working out the way we planned, but it's there. And that's like, pretty much E is just like, get a job at Michael's. I say Michael's because I go in there a lot for different like art things and like picture frames. And the lady was like, you could apply. Like, we're always hiring. She's like, I see you in here more than I see myself. So I'm like, oh, great. um, E is my like fallback. Um, if I get there, I'd be sad. Like, if I get there, it happens. But at some point, I would feel like I quit. Like, I didn't do or push myself hard enough in one of the other areas. I think A, the travel thing, is the only one. Well, no, A and B, I don't have much control over because A, if countries are close, I can't go to countries. B, depends on other people, person, you can guess. C is dependent on me, but dependent on other things, as other variables. And D is pretty much like go back to school to pursue some form of therapy, counseling, uh, profession. Um, we'll see where it goes. I guess what am I at? 15 minutes. Let's see if I can knock one of my ideas down really quick. You know what? This one. Um, I like this one. This one I wrote down actually recently, and I didn't write it in. It's on a sticky note. I'll start with the story. So I actually wrote this part in my book, recently. But okay, so I was 8, 9 years old, and at my church, a lady had died, old grandma. She was a family friend of an Omrians. It was their grandma, Oma Dutch, and she was like a second, I guess not second, like third grandma to me. I gotta remember how many grandmas there are, like a third grandma to me. And we went to her funeral, and I remember being there, and people were going up on stage, and they were giving these, nice, like, I can't think of the word, nice testimonies, whatever. They were talking about the lady and saying, "Oh man, like I remember this one time, blah blah blah." But at one point, I remember one of the moms of my friends went up and was talking, and she was saying she was so brave and so strong, and she she never cried. She was strong when others couldn't be. And when I heard this, I was like, "Oh, I like that. Like I want to be strong." Before this, up until this point, much more pretty way of saying that. Up until this point, I always cried. Like I would stub my toe, I'd cry. I'd get frustrated, I'd cry. Like something would come up, I would cry. That was just who I was when I was young. I would get my name written on the board. I was a goody two shoes, so I would get my name written on the board. I'd freak out and cry. And I was like, you know what? Like she didn't cry. She was strong. People admired that about her. I'm not gonna cry. And I've cried, of course, since then. But from that point, every time I felt like I was gonna cry, I like checked myself. I was like, "Do you need to?" And after a while, I wasn't crying. Like I would hurt myself pretty bad, like gouge my arm off and stuff, and I would be like, "It hurts," but like crying won't do anything about it. And of course, I went through things in life where I'd cry, and but it would take a lot more. And something negative so I think a lot of positive stuff has come out of it. I think it's made me stronger. I think it's made me more, not really, I want to say reliant. I don't know if that's the right word, but I think it kind of is, because I think I would feel something like I gotta cry, like I'm hurt, like I gotta cry, I gotta let out that emotion. But now I'm like, oh, I don't need to. But it's affected me in negative ways, such as like relationships. I remember I was with First Lauren in Denver, and we were driving on the freeway pretty late at night. And I don't remember what we were talking about. I think we were actually coming back from Wyoming. And she was mad with me. And she said, "Why don't you cry? Like, why don't you cry?" Like, I said, "Well, I probably told her the story. And I was like, I just don't need to. I don't want to. I don't need to." I said, I do from time to time. but it's not that's not me anymore. And she was so mad at this, and it would come up every once in a while. And the same thing kind of happened with Michaela. Like, you know, a couple. I don't think it was ever in a real bad way by any means, but she would say, "Why don't you cry?" And with her, I noticed it was why she was asking, "Why don't I cry?" But or I think she was asking. I could have remembered this wrong, but what she was saying to me was, "Why aren't you sad?" And I gave off the impression that I wasn't sad or I wasn't frustrated with these things, even though I was. And so I look heartless, and I don't mean to look that way. I don't mean I'm not. Like, I think that's one thing that scares me with when her and I broke up was I think she thinks I'm heartless when I can't stop thinking about her, and it's driving me nuts. Like, I've flat out told everyone I miss her. Like, and I don't think she knows that. She, I don't think, like, that's just my thoughts. But I don't know if she realizes, like, how much it hurts me with different things. And that sucks because, I blame myself. Like, I don't cry. Like, that's my own choosing now. Um, but it's not even me choosing anymore. It's just I don't. She would always say, like, I think I saw you cry once, like at your grandpa's funeral. And I did. Like, I cried there. But she wasn't even sure. And like, to me, when someone says that, like, I feel heartless. Um, trying to get all my words here. Um, because if I were to look at someone and be like, you don't even care, like, your grandpa's dead right there, and people are mourning and people are giving speeches about him, and you're just standing here, you're just sitting here. Like, if I was with someone who was doing that, I'd be like, this guy's a heartless. Like, I gotta get out of here. Um, no, I guess that's cry. Like, I would show affection in other ways, but yeah. So that's one thing that scares me is that I don't want her to think that I'm not her, that she meant nothing, but I feel like she might think that. Um, yeah, so cry more. Um, one thing this one is kind of a boast, but I've never cried during a movie. I've gotten so close and teary eyed and like get back in there, like the uh, Sunny with a Chance of Meatballs or Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. But one movie, there's a couple that got me. One, I've probably talked about this movie already, but like Silent Voice, glare, Silent Voice. So I have all of them right here. A Silent Voice, Perks of Being a Wallflower, 7 Pounds, 50-50, Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. Those are movies that have got to me, like, right there. Like, it's building up. Um, TV shows when they end, man, they get me right there. I remember I was watching. I think this was a time, I don't know if she realized. I think we joked about it, but Michaela and I were at her house, and she was, I think, working, and it was my day off, and I was watching. Well, she had How I Met Your Mother on, and it was, spoilers. It was the episode where Marshall's dad dies, and I told her, I was like, "Oh no!" Before it came on, I was like, "Oh no!" I was like, "This is the part." She was like, "What?" I was like, "This is the part that gets me." And like, she's typing, just behind me, and like it happened. It was like, I'm not gonna cry, and like I was building up, and I was getting all puffy and flustered and everything. Man, she would like swear she would have like known. She would have been like do it, cry. Um, yeah, but something I always say is like I think crying can feel as good as sex. It can be such a release of emotions and energy and just feelings that you have built up, like literally, bottled up, so it's overflowing, and you can just like release. And when I have had those cries, like I feel miserable because something bad happened or I just felt overwhelmed. But then I'm like, okay, I can breathe. Like I have a second. And yeah, people always say like, "Oh, men can't cry." Like I don't think that's ever been a problem with me. Like I can't say I've ever cared what society thinks. It's more what I think. I can cry if I want to cry. I can. No, I can't. But if I really need to, want to, I don't know. I guess I can, but it's very difficult. I feel like it's a burden on other people more so than embarrassment. If someone sees someone cry, they're, "Oh no, what's wrong?" Like they try and comfort. I've never wanted someone to be like, "Oh no, what's wrong?" Like comfort. I've always been someone who's dealt with stuff personally. Anytime or almost anytime I've gone through a depression or a dark time, part of the reason why I'm not super dark time right now, but why I'm doing this is my way of going through it alone with myself on video. Um, but I've always been alone. There are times where I haven't, but 95% of the time, I'm going through something. I don't want to be the burden. I don't want to be the party pooper. I don't want to be the downer. Um, there's, like I said, there's probably times where I've been with friends where I am the downer. Normally not in like a mopey way. More so like I don't want to spend $1,000. Um, I'm ranting, but I don't know. I'm at a crossroads right now and trying to figure stuff out. Still, I'll never have it fully figured out. We'll see how it goes. I will end it there and hopefully tomorrow be productive and write. Let's say I write 20 pages. I could write 20 pages. I'm getting to the good part. The first good part. Okay, have a good night, mate.